Hello fellow gamers, it's Mystic. Welcome to my first ever gaming journal in which we'll dive into indie games world. Today I'm going to take you through a rundown of the games I've been playing at the start of 2024. Let's get started! Kicking things off with a splash, we have Dave the Diver, a charming indie title that puts you in the fins of, well, you wouldn't guess, a diver named Dave who is exploring the depths of the ocean. The game's beauty lies in its simplicity. It has pretty simple yet very interesting core gameplay loop combined with gorgeous pixel art graphics and numerous mechanics. Although Dave the Diver is introducing new mechanics practically non-stop, it introduces them in such an easy way that it's very hard to feel overwhelmed. And believe me, this game contains a lot of mechanics. Your in-game day is split into 3 sections. In first 2 you dive into the ocean trying to pick as much fish and other valuable stuff as you can, and after that comes evening, in which the sushi bar is open and you can plan menu and serve guests. Ocean can be quite a challenge due to dangerous creatures, oxygen stock limitation, load capacity, etc. Earned money and picked materials can be spent on upgrading your equipment or hiring and upgrading staff members. One of the most surprising things for me was how this game puts Easter eggs and some gags in somehow unforced way. Just look at this clip of our sushi master. Dave the Diver is unique and very chill game. I've spent something between like 60 to 70 hours in this game having a really good time. All I can say, it's definitely worth checking out. Going into the next one, we have a really unique game called Cocoon. It's a mesmerizing puzzle platformer that challenges you to navigate through a mysterious world shrouded in secrets and magic. You wake up trapped within a strange, pulsating cocoon-like structure as the game throws you into the unknown. No backstory, no instructions, just you and this enigmatic orb. And I must admit, mechanics offer a fresh take on the genre. Imagine a puzzle that combines 3D and 4D and allows you to manipulate between the dimensions trapped inside orbs you carry about. And later, you can put the dimensions without another dimension, etc. Well, the game can be pretty hard sometimes, as you can probably imagine. From the moment I booted up Cocoon, I was in love. The game's art style is absolutely stunning and soundtrack is totally mesmerizing. A muted color palette and a world built on abstract shapes are simply eye-catching and give slightly unsettling vibe. If you are into puzzle games with unique mechanics, I can totally recommend this one. Cocoon is one of the best puzzle games out there. After the Cocoon, I was in need to play something with slightly lighter note, and my decision was darkly humorous simulation game, Peace Death Part 2. You play as a Reaper sorting souls in the afterlife. In addition, you are a new recruit at the Reaper Union, a labor organization fighting for better working conditions. Well, as I've said, a lighter note, right? At your work, each soul arrives with various visual clues, like angel wings or devil horns, or representing their deeds in life. Based on it and carried items, your job is to send them to their appropriate destination: gates of heaven, depths of hell, or bureaucratic purgatory. Game's pretty silly, but honestly, I've been ripping souls and I couldn't get enough of it. If you are willing to try some brain-teasing puzzles combined with good laugh, then Peace Death Part 2 is your shot. Just remember, with great sorting power comes great responsibility. Moving to another one, I was playing Armored Head, a retro-inspired, fast-paced action game that puts you in control of a heavily armed mech battling against hordes of enemies. The adrenaline-pumping gameplay and stylish visuals make an exceptional experience. With a wide variety of weapons, from rapid-fire lasers to earth-shattering rockets, and power-ups to discover, as well as epic boss battles, there is never a boring moment in Armored Head. While it may not reinvent the wheel, it's definitely a solid recommendation to your library, offering plenty of intense moments and satisfying combat, especially for so low price. Fifth game is an absolute gem, probably my favorite indie game of all time, Tales of Iron. But before we jump into it, I need to make small disclaimer. I plan to create a more detailed review later on my channel. This game is just incredible for me and I want to spend more minutes to cover everything. Anyways, Tales of Iron is an epic action-adventure platformer that puts you in the paws of a rat warrior, a prince called Reggie, who is forced to reclaim his kingdom from the clutches of the Frog clan. Game is pretty slow-paced, but it's combined with awesome story that gives some Game of Thrones vibes. Even the combat is slow, yet it's still very challenging and satisfying. As you progress, you will uncover the kingdom's secrets and witness Reggie's transformation, from a humble prince to a true hero. Every biome is unique, vibrant and just feels alive. And with its stunning hand-drawn art style, amazing soundtrack and rich lore, this game has kept me glued to the screen for hours. I played it for a second time this year, this time with recently released free DLC Bright Fear Forest, which adds a new map and more content to sink in. Whether you are a seasoned veteran or newcomer, Tales of Iron is a must-play for fans of the genre. Next, I was looking for something focused on plot and choice making, then Road 96 came across. It's a narrative-driven adventure game that takes you on a journey towards the fictional border of Patria, an authoritarian country on the brink of revolution. Main goal is to get to cross the border with several characters. Each time you boot up the game, you will start from different spot with new hitchhiker. Game events are procedurally generated. The road you travel, the characters you meet, and the situations you encounter will all be different. Your choices make a real impact on country and characters met during the trips. For example, helping a resistance fighter might unlock a new escape route at the border. I'd compare this game to Life is Strange. It has memorable characters and a gripping story, also each playthrough feels unique and unpredictable. Soundtrack created by a bunch of synthwave tunes and melancholic folk music perfectly captures the atmosphere of the game. I've been bought by its immersive world building and storytelling, making it the standout indie title, which I can highly recommend. After Road 96, I finally land my hands on Papers, Please, a timeless classic that continues to make players to fall in love with its gameplay and provoking narrative. This isn't typical action-adventure. In this dystopian document thriller, you play as an immigration inspector processing refugees and citizens at the border checkpoint in the fictional communist state of Arstotzka. The core gameplay is pretty simple. You will examine passports and other travel documents, and based on that you will accept or deny entry permits. As you progress through each in-game day, you will be faced with a series of increasingly difficult moral dilemmas and rules to follow. Your choices will shape not only the fate of immigrants, but also the course of country's future. For example, you will be able to uncover government corruption and help rebels in ending Arstotzka terror. You should definitely try out Papers, Please if you somehow haven't played it yet, just like me. Moving now to shorter games, let's delve into another puzzle platformer, the Pedestrian. It challenges you to take control of a little stick figure character and navigate through a world of signs and symbols of everyday life. The game's unique concept and mind-bending puzzles have kept me entertained for hours. Even if the concept seems pretty easy, don't be fooled. The Pedestrian can be quite challenging. You will need to think creatively to rearrange and manipulate the various signs and symbols on each level to create pathways, solve environmental puzzles and overcome obstacles. Its charming visuals and ambient soundtrack only add to the experience. If you are a fan of puzzle games, this should be on your must-play list. After the Pedestrian, I moved to LEGO Builder's Journey, beautifully crafted puzzle game set in LEGO world. Your main goal is to help Dad and Son on their journey on which they obviously need to overcome some obstacles. It's pretty easy, puzzles aren't complicated, but the game compensates it with its stunning visuals and relaxing gameplay. I'd say it's the perfect escape for when you want to just sit, relax and have fun. There is also free build mode, in which you can let your inner child get out. While it's much simpler and shorter than previous games, its charm and simplicity make it a really fun experience, and I can highly recommend getting a copy for yourself. Next shorter position is the Henry Stickmin collection, hilarious and inventive collection of point-and-click adventure games that you can know as web browser games from your childhood. Of course, if you are as old as me. With its clever humor and branching pathways, it's really fun to play multiple times through levels to uncover all of its secrets and endings. This title is pure chaos and I loved every single second of it. Whether you are a fan of the original Flash games or you are new to the Henry series, I think this collection should provide hours of entertainment. Last but not least, let's wrap this episode with Sheepy, a short adventure. It's beautiful, stunning indie platformer that puts you in the fluffy shoes of a little sheep. This game came from Mr. Suicide Sheep, music YouTube channel with which you are probably familiar. That's one of the reasons why this game has such amazing soundtrack and also charming art style. One thing to notice is the lighting. This game has probably the best lighting of any pixel art platformers out there. Gameplay is simple yet very satisfying. It's the perfect platformer to play in the evening. Sheepy has only two flaws. It's really short and it's free. Maybe it sounds weird, but I believe that it should be priced at least a few bucks, since it's high quality product and playing it for free feels like theft. For me, Sheepy is a must play for all platformer enjoyers. And there we have it, folks. That's a wrap on my gaming journal for the beginning of 2024. Since it's my first video, I will highly appreciate any feedback from your side. Thanks for coming by and watching, let me know if you are going to grab something from this list. Stay awesome and see you in the next one.